Republican types who,
yeah.
well, time to complain about Obama for 20 minutes, and that kind of shit. I can't stand that guy. Johnson was all right. Ron Johnson, he was all right.
Captain Jim was pretty involved in my Facebook. Did you see
I was thinking of blocking him.
Jesus.
There's a couple people. There's a couple of people I
blocked him like years ago.
Did you really?
Oh my god.
I don't recall him ever posting much of shit.
Really, there was something. It was a while ago. I mean, when he was working at the Cub, he was posting some shit. It's like, I don't want to see this anymore.
No, he's just so fucking goofy. But once he started chiming in on my thread, I had to let people know, I wanted people to know who he is and what he's all about, so they didn't take him too seriously.
The captain?
Yeah, the captain. Here, I'll show you.
There's two people, each of them hardcore, left and right, and I blocked them. I blocked them both. I'm like, I can't listen.
I had to let my little brother here. You can read it. Scroll down. I let my little brother read this because I needed him to know who he was talking to.
The captain's hat. Captain Steuben from the Love Boat. Yeah. Part-time at our station for a few months, and nobody called him captain. Yeah.
Okay.
Just a weird old.
I don't know how or why or when or what button I push and when I push it and to what effect, but it starts working, and I don't know how I got it to start working.
Really?
Yeah. And it's almost like that every freaking time.
Where it just starts, but you don't know exactly what triggered the beginning.
Yeah.
I just remember that.
I see him at Walmart all the time.
I've never seen him.
Really? Jesus Christ. He came up to me just the other day and he goes, "Hey, Bryan, you're wrong about Trump." I said, "You sure about that?" He goes, "I'm sure."
Oh, he's big time. I was thinking about blocking him.
Get back to your fucking lettuce.
I had one person way on the far left I had to block, and way on the far right who just, I swear, twice an hour she was posting.
Oh my.
It was so bad.
Oh my God.
And even after the election, I'm just like, yeah.
I think it was after the election more than anything that I started really.
Yeah.
I had to block people.
Can't take it.
Worse. It was worse.
Yeah, I know.
It got bad.
It got worse.
It got really bad. I stopped going on as much.
Yeah, I know.
Because it just wasn't any goddamn fun anymore.
No, it's just a bunch of people bitching.
Everybody, including myself, posting political shit.
Yeah.
It's just such a weird time in the country. But yeah, it just wasn't any fun to go on there anymore.
All right, and with that, our preamble here, let's get started. Welcome to Those 80s Kids Remember. I'm Andi.
I'm Bryan.
I'm Greg.
Not with us today is Mike.
And
something about a basketball jamboree.
Oh, and Max the dog. Max is not with us.
You might hear him.
Well, you might hear him in the
He's
distant background.
And I don't know how much I can torture him like that. So he may be out there.
He may be joining us soon.
So today's show, we are going to be talking about talk shows in the 80s. I think the 80s were a time where daytime talk shows kind of, I would say, set roots for what would later become a flourishing, I don't even know, I wouldn't call it a tree or anything like that, but something that's not very good that flourishes. That has roots.
Weeds?
Something.
Yeah, wild weeds.
Like a weed.
Yeah, for everybody and their brother getting a talk show later in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about that. So we've got daytime talk. I've also got on the list late night talk shows.
Nighttime stuff, yeah.
So let's
start with daytime or nighttime?
We're going to start with daytime.
Okay.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Comes before.
And I've made a short list, and if I've forgotten anything on the list, please, by all means, give a comment. Feel free to chat with us if there's actually a soul out there watching us as we are doing this live, there is a chat room. So I will periodically look over into our YouTube account, see if anybody
Oh, that's cool.
has any comments as we are doing this real time, and we can include those on there. Otherwise, if you're watching this as a recorded program, feel free to leave us a comment and do the thumbs up, like us, so that we know we should probably.
So that we feel loved.
That's right. We need your validation.
We crave your validation and attention.
Yes, we do.
That's why we're doing that.
Yep.
Okay, so the first on my short list here is Donahue, and Phil Donahue, of course.
Pioneer.
Absolutely. Probably you could call him the godfather of
Oh, definitely.
of talk shows. He actually started in 1967, so we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves. And he ran until 1996, but he was
That's a long run.
The standard for talk shows as they followed, probably in a little more of a respectful way of what they turned into.
He had true talk shows.
Right.
I mean, they weren't silly.
Right.
He was the first person, was he not? Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't he the first person to ever go into the crowd?
I believe so, yeah.
And have the people who were watching the show, the live audience, ask questions to the people who were up on the stage? Yeah.
See, and then around his time, there were other talk shows. When I was looking through, there was Tom Snyder. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dick Cavett, very
Dick Cavett, yeah.
very sleepy time kind of talk shows where
those are 70s guys too.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of where Phil Donahue got the basis, and he's the one, like you said, that kind of broke out. Everything else was host, guest.
Mike Douglas too.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yeah, the Mike Douglas
that
show.
was
yeah.
incredible. I remember watching that, and George and Kathy Lutz were on. That's my only memory of that show from Amityville.
Oh really? Yeah.
Like that was a popular show too.
The Real McCoy.
The Real McCoy. Yeah. He homeboy didn't look anything like James Brolin. he must have been really flattered, man, because this was an extremely overweight, disheveled guy with a beard, and that's about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about the mom? Any resemblance?
She looked more like Margot Kidder, but not even that much. It was just kind of silly. But that show was a real talk show, and Donahue, that was a real talk show. And by the 80s, I don't know if he started going into the audience early on, but by the 80s, he definitely had an interactive show with his audience.
I don't remember when he started.
I don't either.
I could have sworn one time I saw something in it where it was just a clip of him talking about the show, and he said, I thought it was pretty early on in the show's run, where he just like kind of spontaneously, he's like, somebody just stood up in the crowd and was like, like I gotta get my 2 cents in here, and he says, and I just kind of took the mic and ran out to the crowd. He says it wasn't planned or anything, but after we did it the first time, he said it worked so well.
It was a great idea.
Yeah, that we just kind of kept doing it.
It was a brilliant idea, and that led to Oprah doing the same thing and every other talk show host.
You gotta wonder though, does that make him as a talk show host a pioneer, or the audience member being so annoying the actual pioneer in that movement?
Oh, yeah.
The blowhard in the crowd.
Yeah, Jesus. Everybody had something to say. And all of a sudden they had a microphone in front of them to say it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like precursor to having comment sections on the internet.
Yes, exactly. Right. It's a good way of looking at it. Yeah.
Remember Phil Hartman?
Doing
Phil Donahue.
He was leaping across the crowd, landing in their laps.
Taking them. Hold the microphone up to the
he would start out with that, and then it would eventually progress into him just leaping across and landing in multiple laps, so he could get the.
I remember him putting his head down one time, like hitting himself in the head with the microphone.
Hartman's Donahue was great.
It was hysterical.
It was.
Hartman was just great.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. One of everybody's favorites.
Yeah. He was a utility man.
He really was. He held that show
together. He was a toolbox.
Yep.
So, we had Donahue, and it was... And I'm kind of amazed at how these shows started, because I have them in chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I was very surprised that kind of leading the way after Donahue was Sally Jesse Raphael.
What, really?
She was before all of them. Her show
Really?
started in 1983.
Okay, that makes sense because
Yeah.
I remember the goofy glasses.
Yeah,
and
the big,
yeah.
iconic
I was gonna
red
guess,
glasses.
like,
Yes.
I was gonna guess like 87
No,
or something
she
for
was-
Sally
she was-
Jesse Raphael. 83.
She was the first.
That's
Jenny
early.
Jones might have been late 80s.
Jenny, actually, she was in 90.
90s? She's 90s?
93 or something.
Thank
like
God
that.
we don't have to talk about her.
Jill, that show was a train wreck.
By the way, now I've got Caveman Lawyer in my head and I can't get it out. Phil Hartman's Caveman Lawyer.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh my God.
Your cities frighten and confuse me.
That's right. You want to always
What
go
do
into
I
that.
know?
Always launched. What do I know? I'm just a caveman.
Unfrozen.
Fax machines and
Such a stupid idea, but it was so funny.
Yeah.
Sally Jesse, she was a little sillier than Phil.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She was. You know, mostly women watched Donahue,
Yeah, that's true.
but it wasn't really necessarily to quote unquote women's issues
No.
at the time, and I think Sally kind of brought that back or brought that out
Oh,
and about
okay.
into the forefront of the theme of her show. I
Okay.
didn't really watch. You know.
I don't think that's the thing with Sally. My mom didn't watch much
Mm-hmm.
Sally Jesse Raphael. You know, she watched Donahue.
Right.
I
Yeah.
remember her watching
And I remember
Donahue.
my mom watching Donahue too, but I think by the time Sally came out I must have seen Donahue more in the 70s than I did in the 80s.
Okay.
Because unless I was sick.
Yeah.
And then my mom, went back to work and was working pretty much full time. So
As a teenager, if you're staying home from school, Donahue was on.
right, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either The Price is Right, and then shortly thereafter, the Donahue show's on.
So, yeah,
Sally
Sally.
was Sally, I think, was the beginning of just goofy talk shows to
Yeah.
me. But like I said, I never really watched Sally either.
Yeah.
That was in early '80s. I was watching Morton Downey Jr. because it was more entertaining, because it was just so fucking ridiculous.
Right, yeah.
And Sally wasn't ridiculous on that level.
No.
She was serious, but she was a little bit more on the
A little more sensationalistic.
human, or I don't even know what
She was nowhere near Springer or anything
No,
like
no.
that.
human interest type of shit.
Totally.
That's
yes.
what she kind of did.
Okay, like I don't know, the fluffy part of a newscast or something
Or like
that.
I'm
Yeah.
sure she had more serious topics to her shows, but I think when I think back about Jessie, I think it was more of the fluff
Yeah.
kind
Yeah,
of pieces and stuff
was.
like that.
It
Like,
wasn't nearly as in depth.
Let's talk to men who like to dress as women or
Right,
something
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
She was Maury Povich, the female version before Maury Povich. Yeah. Who else? Who else you got? What's after
So
that?
after Sally, then Oprah.
Okay.
The queen bee of
Oh God.
Started just a
Yeah.
WGN thing, if I'm not
right.
mistaken.
1986 is
Chicago.
when
Chicago.
I guess,
That's right.
I'm not sure if this is her. Well, it had to have been her national show. It started in '86, ran to 2011.
Yeah, that show just blew up.
Yeah, and that was just like
That became a way of life.
it was. It was almost to at the time. It was kind of like a female empowerment kind of thing with
Oh,
Oprah,
totally.
and she kind of led the way. And
It
She
just,
led the world.
Yeah.
It just went too damn far. It
See,
just got out of control.
I admit I watched Oprah, and I watched Oprah a lot.
really.
I loved Oprah. Yeah, absolutely. Because she talked about any and everything. Celebrities gravitated towards her. That was an entertaining show. It wasn't like I said, Morton Downey Jr. I lost brain cells with. But Oprah, that was an entertaining show. So was The People's Court.
But early on, Oprah early on, I remember the national show because my mom watched that like almost right from the beginning, and I remember they
Once
had
it became syndicated. Yeah, me too.
yeah, they had Oprah in the beginning was not the show that she turned into.
Nope.
It was she had some trashy talk show shit on there in the beginning.
Right.
I remember an episode, my mom watching. This was the first time I had ever seen this woman or heard of her. What's her name? The Small Sacrifices lady. the one that shot her kids.
What
the hell was her
that's
name?
right. God, she was on there. Did her name start with an L? Jesus Christ, I can't remember.
Oh,
God, that's gonna drive
you
me
know who I'm
crazy.
talking about? The woman who she shot her 2 kids
And then claimed
drove
it was
them to
a
the hospital and blamed it. She said like
some
some
home and carjacking.
Yeah, either a Hispanic or a black man shot the kids.
Yep.
Because
I
she
don't
wanted
remember,
she wanted to be with this boyfriend of hers or something, and the boyfriend didn't want kids.
So she offered
Oh.
kids.
So she's like, yeah, well, you know, me and my kids, we're gonna go out for a ride, and I'm gonna shoot my kids.
And I'll say it was a black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was crazy. But you're right, she was on Oprah.
She had her on Oprah. Yeah. God,
I know, I can't remember
what the
her
hell
name
was
either.
her name? Nah, I can't remember.
I think it starts with an L, but God,
Yeah,
I'm here all day
because,
trying to come up with that.
What's her name? The crime writer made a book out of it. Small Sacrifices.
And
Rule.
Yeah.
I'm gonna her name. It's just gonna pop into my head.
Oh God, I know, me
in a
too.
minute here. Yeah. But I remember Oprah having her on there, and
I remember that because I think I watched it with you actually on YouTube. We watched some of that.
yeah.
God, I can't remember her damn name. Teresa something? No.
No, it's not Teresa.
Leona some shit? I don't
No.
know. God. Oh well, it'll come to us.
That's bugging the heck out of me.
I know, me too.
I remember Oprah's like weight fluctuation in
Oh
the
my
late
God.
80s too. When she went on that liquid diet.
Yeah. She slimmed down a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
like she lost a ton of weight. But I mean, she would go back and forth within the week, it seemed like. I mean, it was.
Well, it's like you gotta eat.
Yeah.
Sometime, and then when you do, you're gonna put the damn weight back on. You know.
Comedians had a field day with her, man. I mean, Eddie Murphy talked about it all the time. Well, because she'd go from big Oprah to little Oprah and then back to, I mean, she was fluctuating like crazy.
Yeah. She was like, she was fluctuating like what's his name on Friends for a while.
Matthew
Chandler.
Perry.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
It was like one season he'd be thin Chandler,
And then bloated.
then he'd look kind of bloated a while later.
In the face and everything.
Yeah. I think he was drinking a lot and popping pills.
He was popping a lot of pills. But yeah, Oprah in the beginning she was big. She's a big girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big episode. You sit your ass down. That was a big episode with her when those jeans that she came out in, and
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
that was huge. Stop.
So what else you got?
But then
I don't know what happened to my piece.
it just.
There it is.
Oprah just got too out of control for me. The whole thing just
I
got
never-
too out of control. Where all these women are looking at her in the crowd
Sit.
like she's
Sit.
God.
Like she's gone.
Right.
Like they're seeing like as soon as she walked out, it was like the
Oh
second.
God.
It was like Jesus
Christ
and
was
the
there.
disciples. You know,
And
It's
they
just
were disciples.
this is too much. This is ridiculous.
It became too big. I agree.
I never got into her. I never watched her. I never
No,
really did
I
watch
couldn't
Oprah.
stand it. The only thing I liked about her was when Al Bundy would rip on her on Married with Children. That was pretty much it.
I loved her. I had a crush on her too.
Oprah?
Yeah. Dude, I mean, I have a crush on Martha Stewart. I mean, clearly I'm not stable with my crushes.
There's another one in line for female Satan.
God, yeah. And they both had the God complex, big time.
Mm-hmm.
And Oprah's crowd just fed into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because you could tell when she would walk out and to get the applause, you could tell she thought she was Christ.
Yeah.
I mean, that show just blew up.
Ugh. Ugh.
Okay.
Okay, so following Oprah, we then kind of like had that's when things started to blow up. Everybody wanted to be Oprah. Everybody, I guess, wanted to have their chance.
Yep.
As Oprah, and so then in 1987 we have Geraldo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He had his talk show, which usually I would watch Geraldo. I think before I
My
would
mom
watch
watched Geraldo all the time. He
Before
was on
Oprah.
late in the morning.
Yeah, and his show was very
Batshit crazy.
sensationalist, is what I was going to
Yeah.
say, but batshit crazy
Oh,
works
my.
too.
Because he was always, if you watch clips of him back when he was on 2020, it was like he was always a little dramatic and
More so than anyone there.
Saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a ham,
Oh God, yes.
but he took it so.
But
he got
ratings
really
soared because of him.
Yeah, because
you had Hugh Downs, and then you had Geraldo, and the difference there is night and fucking day.
Yeah.
But he was entertaining. People watched it. I watched him.
Yeah, he was I've said for years, he was a douche nozzle, but he was an extremely entertaining douche nozzle.
There's no way you can deny the entertainment value in Geraldo Rivera. I mean, he went out of his way to entertain. He would do anything.
I remember that I can't remember who this guy was, but he was talking to the guy. He took the guy backstage, right? Because the guy was pissing
with
him
an
off.
open mic.
With the mic, the cameraman following him, and he's like talking to him. It's like, listen, buddy. It's like, you need to calm down right now. He's like, or I'm gonna.
He threatened him, essentially.
I'm gonna tell you what I think of you.
Right. It was kind of a veiled threat.
Yeah. And then he goes and walks back out again to the crowd, and the crowd, as soon as he walks out. Yeah, right on, man. Geraldo's response was the best too. Yeah, he has the microphone in his hand and he goes, "Oh,
no, don't need that. I'm not doing it for that.
I'm not doing it for the applause."
What's funny is he said that, but in actuality, that's exactly what he was doing.
He was eating it up.
Oh my God, yes. It got to where so much of his show seemed contrived. Like with stunts like that. I mean, he wanted that stuff.
Yeah.
And people liked to watch it. It was silly. It was crazy.
Yeah, and he, and that's what he probably was the first one to start all this stupid shit, this very off the wall kind of stuff. Like with his show in 1988, where a melee broke out.
Metzger.
Where a chair was thrown and ended up breaking his nose. That was great television.
The guy,
although I read that he was just like
the white supremacists,
and the cameras were on him with the bloody nose.
Group of black dudes with them. I can't remember who they were.
No, the white guy was Metzger, and he was the son of whatever. I think Jim Metzger, who had been the Grand Wizard of the KKK and all this stuff, and his son is who was on there. And Metzger,
to say it was a young guy,
right? He was young. He was the younger Metzger, but he did the same thing. Although he pointed out that he had a normal job. He's like, I'm an electrician, make a lot of money. And once he went in for that, he started talking about the racial stuff. Then the black guy gets up and gets in his face, but he wasn't trying to ignite a brawl.
Yeah,
the black guy was not, but he did. I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you that. And then all of a sudden, Metzger starts, knocking his hand away, and that's when
all hell broke loose. Yeah, and Geraldo took a chair to the schnoz. For the close up of him, once the brawl slowly started breaking up, and his hair is all messed up. He's like breathing heavy, and his nose is all smashed.
He had like a laceration on his nose.
There was blood. Yeah, there was blood on his nose.
And I guarantee you, even with all of that, internally, he was like, "This is gonna be fucking gold.
This is gold.
This is great.
I'm gonna get a Peabody for this or something."
Right? Yes, that's what he was thinking. I watched that. We recorded that on video and VHS, and I remember I watched that thing over and over. It was just so fucking crazy.
And well, like I told you, did I mention this a couple of weeks ago when he got in a fight in Janesville with
the racist
outside of Ken Peterson's house. Yeah, he was like the local Grand Wizard of the KKK, Ken Peterson. It was some guy. There was a whole bunch of them, like from Milwaukee and Chicago.
Yeah, I'd never seen it until you showed it to me.
White supremacist dudes, and this guy, and some guy got arrested in these gray outfits. And Geraldo was trying to find out why the guy got arrested, and he's like, and Peterson didn't know, and so Geraldo's like, "Oh, what about you?" The guy with the glasses behind him in the gray suit. What about you? And this guy's like, "I'm not talking to you." He called him a Jew.
I was gonna say he called him something to spick.
Yeah, a part Jew and part spick. Yeah, and he's like, "You just better get out of here." And Geraldo's like, he's like, "Or what?" The guy throws his drink on Geraldo, and he's like, "Or that." He's like, and then he shoves him. He's like, "Why don't you get out of here?" And next thing you know, Geraldo is just
full on brawl.
His fists are just flying. The two of them are rolling around. The cops are trying to pull them apart. The guy scraped Geraldo's forehead up because the cops were pulling Geraldo off of him. And meanwhile, this dude is like clawing Geraldo's freaking forehead.
Wow.
He had blood going down his face, but the other guy, Geraldo, popped him a pretty good
I was going to say,
one in the mouth.
Geraldo, if I'm not mistaken, got in some pretty flush shots.
Because that guy had blood all over inside of his bottom jaw, you could tell.
Well, Geraldo was in great shape. I mean, he kept himself.
He boxed,
yeah.
too.
Oh, that's right, he did.
Yeah.
Totally forgot about that.
Oh,
But
was
when,
it a couple years ago, didn't he like post a selfie of himself?
yes, oh
In
my
a towel.
dear God,
Yeah.
in a towel.
Check it out, ladies.
Yeah.
Look at me. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
God.
Well, he got arrested in Janesville. And when the best part, when he showed all of this months later on his show,
Yeah.
I was at home sick. Very rare sick day for me, and I'm watching this. And he cut it off right before the fist started flying. He went to a commercial break,
Okay.
right? And he's like, when we come back, blah, 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 blah. So he comes back and shows footage of all this stuff happening around the world
Right.
today as far as racial strife.
Oh my
and
God,
all
that's
this.
right. I remember that.
And then they come back to him in the studio. He's like, now we return to Janesville, Wisconsin. He's like, now we return to my personal war.
People ate that up, though, man.
You are such a douche.
He was so self-important.
Yeah.
I mean, he loved himself.
My own personal war.
He was always that dramatic, too. Almost like soap opera drama. I mean, he just ate that up. And
Yeah.
people who watched it ate it up. It got to the point where people were tuning into Geraldo because they thought maybe a fight might break out.
Oh, just tune in and
just
see what
watch
was going
the
to happen
train wreck.
on
Yeah.
the freak show.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like the reason people were going to Doors concerts before Jim Morrison died. It's like, hey, let's go see what the drunken freak's going to
Do this
tonight.
time.
Oh,
Yes, exactly. We already agreed that Fallon was sort of the pioneer for the talk shows.
Yeah.
I would say Geraldo was the pioneer for the batshit crazy talk
Trash
shows.
TV.
Trash TV.
Yeah.
Yes. Totally was.
Yeah.
I remember a great episode for me, too, was the Satanism episode that was done in like 1988. It is hysterical to watch this today.
Really.
Because they are taking this whole thing completely seriously.
Yeah.
Completely seriously. Because they're death metal.
Yeah.
Like all these warning signs to see if your kids are into Satanism, like they're listening to death metal.
Did they talk about the Judas Priest suicide and stuff like
Yeah.
that?
Iron Maiden, Slayer, all that stuff. Metallica. Because they had this dude on there named Sean something or other, I remember, who got into Satanism and shot his parents.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, and he was like on death row and had turned his life over to God and all this stuff. You know, they're talking to him.
He left
Death
Lucifer?
row.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
It's so hysterical to watch his shit. How in 1988, how completely serious they're taking this topic.
It was a genuine topic to them. Yeah.
It was frightening
Right.
at the time. Yeah, it was like, oh, this is Satanism, you know.
Yeah.
Because there was a bunch of crap going around, even in my little town, about people like sacrificing animals and stuff for Satan and drinking animal blood and all
I
this
remember
stuff.
that. I
Yeah.
remember there was a fear. There was like mass trepidation that any teenager listening to heavy metal might be sacrificing dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, they just got goofy.
You might be like subliminally inclined to murder your parents.
And then kill yourself because of Satan. Yeah. People believe that too.
I remember Bill Hicks having a routine about that one time about how stupid it would be for rock stars to actually, he's like, you know what? He's like, I'm getting sick of all this money and fame and everything. It's like, what if we put subliminal messages backward in the music and just have our fans just kill a lot of them, man? I'm tired of all this.
Let's just ignite homicide. Yeah.
Good business.
But you're right. It was a serious show because people took it seriously then.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm sure I have not watched it in years, but I'm sure if you watched it now, it's
It's
just silly
hysterical.
as shit.
Yeah.
When did the Al Capone episode happen? When was that?
Well, that was a special. It wasn't an actual.
That was like a
Yeah, I know.
prime
It was
time.
Yeah.
it was
that-
a 2-hour special.
Yeah. Yeah.
85, I think.
Was it? That was a 2-hour special.
They found like a,
Live. It was live.
yeah. Well, because they opened the vault and there was like a candy wrapper and half-gone pack of cigarettes
like a
in there.
payday and a
something.
copy of Judd's magazine or some shit. I mean, there was nothing. But he was so sure
Oh,
that
and
he was
it
going
was
to find stuff.
hyped to hell too.
Oh,
Because
God,
I remember watching that, and it was like it seemed to take forever to get into the vault.
Into the vault.
And you know, because they kept having like technical issues with the
Yeah.
drills or whatever the hell they were trying to break in there with, and
Just drawing the suspense out.
yeah. What will be behind?
Right.
What can you imagine being behind that? Yeah, that was like the biggest, you know.
But you're right. They hyped that thing up
such
so
a
much.
letdown.
And I'm sure he had so much adrenaline flowing.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
And then when they found the, candy wrapper, he had to be like, motherfucker. You have got to be kidding, man. And what do you say then?
Go
Geraldo, sign it off. There's just not much
Amazing.
to say. Yeah, incredible.
Surprising. Thanks for
Jesus
watching.
Christ.
So, after Geraldo, or actually the same year that Geraldo had started his show, and he had some. He wasn't a stranger, to television. He had broadcast experience.
Oh, yeah.
And Morton Downey Jr. that same year.
Where the hell did that lunatic come from?
Yeah.
Where did he come from?
I know that when he left his show, he went into radio back. I don't know if it was back to radio.
It might have been. He
Or
might have been
into
original radio guy.
So his show lasted from 1987 to 1989.
Mm-hmm.
And he was that's right, now I'm remembering the opening for his show. And
Yep,
it was
the
just
mouth.
It was just a huge
The mouth.
Big
Yeah.
mouth.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, who smokes this goddamn much?
Yeah.
Who smokes
He was-
that many cigarettes?
He was always smoking
Oh
on
my
that show.
God,
Blowing
just
smoke in
Yeah.
people's
chain
faces.
smoking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, that crowd. That was, everything. If you were not like like straight white
Oh yeah.
dude,
Right.
you got ripped to shreds.
Oh my
If you
God.
were-
Yeah.
If you were any member of if you were like, I don't know, transvestite or gay or whatever,
Oh,
and
he
you came
ripped
on
you to
that
fucking
show.
shreds.
Yeah, it's like, so when exactly did you decide to become a total freak? Huh? and his audience would be like, yeah!
Oh my God.
That was that fucking audience, man.
From the shows that came before it and the shows that came after it, he's the most obnoxious host
Oh.
I've ever seen in my life.
It's horrible.
It was brutal.
A lot of people forget about that show.
I think so too. I think they block it out. They probably should. But he's the most obnoxious I've ever seen. And his audience, equally, like you pointed out, the audience was equally annoying.
Yeah.
So
they were just there rooting him on.
Oh God. Jesus, man.
I remember coming home like after Little League games in the late 80s there. And
Come home to Morton.
Yeah, because it was on like at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it was a late show.
Yeah, and I would sit there and just laugh at the freak show that was going on.
I think anyone watching it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
You couldn't take him seriously. It was too crazy.
Do you know what network that was on, or I'm sure
I
it
don't
was a syndicated
remember.
show.
Jesus.
I don't know if it was like at that time. Well,
Yeah,
don't
I
know if there
can't
was
remember either.
a WB or a UPN or
It might have been something
a
like
USA
that.
or TBS or something like that. Because there's no way in hell any major network would have
Picked that up. Oh my God.
No.
No.
I don't
It was
know
a
when-
circus.
Yeah, we had that channel, whatever it was. I think I don't remember if it was on a network
Can't remember either.
channel or if it was cable.
Not the show you're gonna watch. You get a headache either. It was
No.
a wild show, man.
Yeah.
So I remember watching it, going, "Is this real? Is this SNL?
Yeah.
I mean, this can't be fucking
They
real."
never solved a damn thing.
No,
Right.
on the show.
no,
They
they
never
just
came-
screamed.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was so in your face.
Yeah, anybody that was like on the far left on any issue that he had on there, it was just jeez, you're a lunatic.
You're a
You're
freak.
ruining America
Yeah.
for good people, good normal Americans like me and like these people out here, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
right on, man,
Yeah.
Stick it to the
freaking
man.
freaks. Yeah, that was bad.
Really bad.
And then that same year, probably a lesser known one, but I do remember this guy too, vaguely. Richard Bay.
Okay, Richard Bay. I'm not the name. The name is
The
striking.
name sounds familiar, but I
Yeah.
can't picture him at all. What did he look like?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He kind of had the same.
Was he
A
sensationalistic?
white guy. I mean, a
Oh, okay.
middle-aged white guy. He kind of looked like Morton Downey without the huge mouth, maybe. So
Okay.
he was along those lines.
Okay.
I don't
God,
think
that
he
name
was-
is so familiar.
I don't
Yeah.
think he was as sensationalized or so much as in your face as Morton was, or even the Geraldo show just in itself.
Yeah.
And that's probably why his show really didn't succeed all that well.
When did Montel start? That's 90s.
That's
Yeah.
what I was just
Yeah.
wondering. Yeah. Okay. What was it, like 92 or 91,
Yeah,
something
early
like that?
90s.
Yeah.
Probably around the same time Jerry Springer, which unfortunately he's not in the 80s, so we
Oh,
can't talk
nuts.
about Jerry Springer. Oh, talk about a freak show.
Oh my.
That was one show that you tuned in just to see the fight.
Just to watch the fight.
Yeah. And
After a while, it was like, oh.
At first, it was like you said, you're tuning in. Oh boy, freak show, But then after a while, it was just like every
fucking show was
episode
like
that.
is
And
the
that's-
same thing.
Yep.
And
Just
it-
different faces.
That's the show though where the audience started to rush the stage. The audience would start
Oh my
getting
God,
into
you're
the
right,
fight.
because they had like bouncers.
Yes.
and then-
Steve,
Yes.
Steve and his gang.
Audience would be just like-
Steve.
That's
Steve.
right.
Yeah.
Oh my
I just
God.
remembered that, but yeah, that's
Because he had like a team of guys
Mhm.
trying to keep the peace.
Yep.
And they were just as obnoxious as he or anyone in the audience was. The bouncers, whatever they were. They were obnoxious as shit. They wanted, confrontation.
They wanted to put somebody in a choke lock.
God, yes. Because they wanted that crowd to back them up. Yeah.
No, you
Oh,
gotta wonder how much of that
jeez.
was actual
Staged.
plans. Yeah. That kind of ruins the mystery of it, though.
A little bit,
Sorry, I said something.
Yeah,
I just
well,
ruined it.
Well, it's like Craig said. It started out where you're like, "Oh wow, this is different,"
Mhm.
and then it's every episode,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and that's exactly what it turned into. Always some chicks brawling with each other. It was just so stupid.
There was one I remember where one of them got a handful of the other one's hair one time. You remember seeing that? I'm not. She had a
Yes.
handful of the
Yeah.
other chick's hair.
that she had pulled out.
Look, she's like, and she's holding it up like it's a trophy.
Right.
She's like, look, I got her. I
Yeah.
got the bitch. You
Right.
know?
Like she's holding up her head.
Yeah.
Right.
Jerry.
He's a former
So-
mayor too. He was a mayor of Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, yeah. Yep.
So that's the end of my list for daytime, unless I forgot anybody.
Like you said, it blew up in the 90s, so I think
Yeah.
we covered all the main 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those 80s shows led to the craziness in the
They
90s.
laid the roots
The
to
night by mid-90s was like everybody
Right,
had freaking
right.
Tempest Bledsoe had a freaking
Yeah,
show.
Vanessa from the Cosby
Right.
Show.
Vanessa
Also,
Huxtable show.
I wake up one day and it's the Vanessa Huxtable Show. Yeah, I was like, what?
I'm like, what? What's going on?
Robin Gibbons.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She
that's
had one.
right.
Charles Perez,
Maury was huge back then.
Montel, Maury.
Montel.
Ricky
Yeah.
Lake.
Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake, holy
God.
crap. Yeah, I forgot
Jenny
about
Jones.
it. Jenny Jones. Yeah,
Man, it was too much.
because then the Talk Soup came along
Yeah, that's
and
right.
started showing all the craziest clips from
And making fun of
I
it
was
all.
just
Yeah.
thinking, not like 2 nights ago, how much I missed that show, even when it turned into the soup.
Was Greg Kinnear the first?
I think so.
Yeah, I think he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
too.
And
Yeah.
then Joel McHale, I think,
Yeah.
ended the show. But I was just thinking the other day, God, I missed that show.
That was funny. That was a great show.
Yeah,
It was a great idea
yeah,
Yeah.
because it was just a way for you to sit there
and make fun of it.
and make fun of it.
Yeah.
without
Like,
having
I
to
know,
watch.
right? I
Without
know,
having to
right?
watch all the
Yeah.
bullshit,
Right, without
in
having to
between.
sit through
Yeah.
an excruciating 90 minutes or 60 minutes
Yeah.
and then just watch the clips of the ridiculousness.
And then watch the host come back and make fun of it.
Right.
You know,
Rip on it.
it
Yeah.
was great.
That was a great idea.
All right, so night leads in, or day leads into night, and we're gonna take a look at late
Sun's
night.
going down.
Late night shows of the 80s. There's not that many of them. I mean, you had your staple.
No.
Well, there were that started long before. There are other ones I don't think they were quite as popular, so we're just going to hit on the popular ones.
When did Pat Sajak get his goddamn shit?
That was in the 80s, and I didn't put it on here because it was short-lived, and it was pretty.
And the king of them all, thick of the night.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Welcome to my talk show.
God, what a tool he is, my lord.
So we have basically, I put on the top of the list the king of late night. Of course, the Tonight Show,
Johnny.
which started with, who was it?
Originally, Jack Parr.
Parr!
Like
That's
in the
right.
50s or some shit
Jack
like that.
Parr was the original.
He had some joke or something that the network wouldn't let him run. And
That's
he walked,
right.
He
And he
walked
just
off.
took off.
Is
Yeah.
that right?
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
it was funny as hell, too.
He was Johnny's idol. Johnny loved Jack Parr.
The joke was funny as hell, too. It was like some letter mix-up where somebody thought they were talking about a church, but they were actually talking about public restrooms or something like that. And it was
Okay.
funny as hell. And the network didn't want him
They
to...
said no.
Yeah. They said, nope, that's inappropriate.
And
You're
he
not
said
running."
bye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Johnny was, I would say Johnny was still priming in the 80s.
Oh, yeah. He took over in 62, ran to 92.
When he was actually there.
God, that's such
Right,
I
right.
know.
Right.
He'd have Bill Cosby there
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Who else filled in for him?
Joan Rivers,
Joan Rivers.
a lot.
And she's on our list, too,
Yeah.
because it was... There was the theory there was always who's going to replace Johnny, which
Yeah.
basically led to, from 92 to 93, the late night talk show wars.
Mhm.
Yep.
And, Joan Rivers was in the running. You had David Letterman in the running, who's also on the
Letterman
list.
co-hosted the Tonight Show a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think, oh my God. I don't know why this popped in. Did Howie Mandel?
He might have.
He might have.
Yeah, there was
Came
a
out there
people
with the
in there.
rubber glove on his head. Welcome to the Tonight Show, everybody.
I don't know. I could be totally wrong. But, yeah.
Taking a break from filming St. Elsewhere.
Or Fridays. Yeah.
So, and from what I've heard in rumors, whatever, Joan Rivers was kind of, on the top of the short list.
She was supposed to be.
Over,
She was,
but then Johnny got pissed because in '86, Fox offered her a late night talk show, and she went
And
up
she
against
took it.
Johnny, and she took it. Yeah.
right.
So
Her show was annoying as shit.
Yeah.
Can we talk?
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
yeah,
But wasn't that the show where the Joan Rivers show? Wasn't that the show where Angie Bowie came on and told everybody for the first time that she saw David and Mick in bed together back in the 70s?
oh, I don't know.
I'm positive it was
Really?
because she had Howard Stern on the show at the same time. Howard Stern had been the first guest, and he was still sitting over there. And Angie would almost mention it in passing, almost. And then the crowd was kind of like, "Whoa,
What did you just say?
And Howard was like, "Whoa!" He's like, "Whoa, Angie!" He's like, "Back up! What is this you're
I
talking
need
about?"
details on this.
He's just instigating the hell out of her.
Yeah. Well, in retrospect, anyone who's surprised there's no way you could be surprised that Bowie and Mick woke up together.
Yeah.
I mean, who does that shock?
Yeah, I don't know.
In retrospect.
It was the glam rock.
Yeah,
right?
it
Right,
was.
right.
It was.
So yeah, and in Johnny Carson was just uber popular, mega. I mean, just,
He was
just
huge.
if you were a comedian, you had to go. If you expected to have any career or anything like that to go on in the business, you had to do Carson. I think Carson was the reason so many comedians
Definitely.
got
Oh,
as
yeah.
famous. You have
Seinfeld,
Seinfeld.
Shandling,
Yeah.
Seinfeld,
Yep.
Ellen DeGeneres,
Oh yeah, they all got big
Drew
breaks from Johnny.
Carey,
I remember
Roseanne.
Letterman saying that when he went out there and did his stand-up, that it was supposed to be like a sign of, wow, Johnny really likes you if he,
If he waved you over.
if he waved
Right,
you over.
right.
And he did that with Letterman. And Letterman was like, oh, wow.
yeah.
And that was the beginning of Letterman. He
Yeah,
gave
sit on down.
Yeah,
You're
let's talk.
very funny.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so funny watching because
I know.
MeTV had reruns over the summer
Oh,
of
God,
the Tonight
I'd
Show
love to watch that.
Really?
in the 80s,
Wow.
where like you could watch the entire freaking episode, the guests and everything. I saw one with Emmanuel Lewis.
Are you
Emmanuel
serious?
Lewis when Webster first came on the
Webster's-
air.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Come on. Yeah, he had Patrick Duffy. on.
Yes, sir.
It was right before they aired the Who Shot JR episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Phil Hartman's Ed McMahon was.
Yeah. You are correct, sir.
Carvey and Phil Hartman doing that, Johnny and Ed McMahon, that was such gold, man. That was so perfect.
Johnny, watching those reruns and watching the monologues, Carson's mannerisms.
Yeah, I know.
That guy had so many.
Yeah.
He's always like tipping his head.
Yeah.
Take his hands in and out of his pockets, pointing at the. Oh, no, I'll tell you.
It's one of those things you can't teach. That's just a natural gift he had.
Yeah, his mannerisms are so. It's almost like he was playing a character himself.
Right,
you know?
right.
Yeah, the way he talked, there's everything about him. It wasn't so much even the jokes, really. It was just, it's Johnny.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of funny.
It was funnier, too, I noticed, when he would break out of the monologue, when the crowd wasn't responding to the jokes.
Yeah.
And he would make some off-the-cuff remark that would just crack the hell out of everybody. Like, everybody, he came out for one episode that I saw from, like, the mid-'80s, and he was talking to him. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, blah, blah. The crowd's all fired up and everything. And both of the first couple of jokes that he told kind of bombed.
Crickets.
And all of a sudden, he's like, hey, what happened? You all were so happy a few minutes ago.
He was great at that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was so good at that.
Pulling the boom mic down and like knocking on it to make sure it's working. Yeah.
Did you ever see Carcinio?
No.
You ever saw that? Dana Carvey he's a fusion. It's a fusion of the Arsenio Hall show and the Tonight Show. Dude, you got to pull that clip up. That's good shit. Yeah, he's got. You know how Johnny used to say we've got so and so with us?
Yeah.
He had golfer Tom Kite. He was like, Tom Kite is in my house tonight. It was so crazy. Yeah, I got to show you that later. That's good shit.
So for the better part of a decade, you had Johnny Carson and then David Letterman.
Letterman started in '82.
Just dominating late night television.
Yeah, because Letterman was so different.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. He started in '82. Although I don't know if you guys know or if you remembered, but he actually had a morning show. David Letterman.
He was a weatherman, too.
Yeah. In 1980, I think it was from June to October of 1980, he had a morning show. And
That's
I remember
right.
I remember when I was, I guess I would have been 8 at the time. I remember watching the morning show.
I like that thing you just did with your hand there. It looked like you were giving somebody a testicular exam. I think it was about 8
one of those Trump grabs. My brother and I, man, from 90, we started right with '82 when he started. Very inception. We watched him every night.
Oh yeah,
dude, that show was great.
Huge. I was a huge Letterman fan.
So
Larry
Bud Melman,
Chris Elliott.
Yeah, the guy who lives under the stairs.
Yes,
Chris Elliott was awesome.
They also had that cursing old lady come out. Do you ever remember that?
No.
Oh my God, she was probably 85, and she would come out and just cursing F-bombs, S-bombs. They didn't bleep her out. God, his show was great.
Yeah,
it was so different.
I had to record his show so I could watch it the next because I wasn't allowed to stay up that late. So I had to record it every night.
That's what we did too.
And I, every day just religiously had to watch Letterman, and it was stupid human tricks, stupid pet tricks, and, the top 10 list,
elevator races.
Throwing things off of
dropping shit off the building.
Watermelons off a building.
5-story building or something like that.
I remember watching an episode where he was going into a place called Just Lamps, and there was another place called Just Whatever, and he'd go in there and he goes, "Oh, so what do you have?" And the guy was like, "Well, we have lamps." Well, what else do you have besides lamps? Just lamps.
Just going in there just to be
an ass with them. Yeah. His show was. I mean, he did Man on the Street stuff. No one did that better.
Yeah.
Nobody did it better.
I remember there was the fat guy laying down in a hammock full of eggs. For some reason, that gag always sticks out to me whenever I think of late night with David Letterman.
What with the he did some races with Bob Costas was always on his show. In fact, he called him Little Bob, which I always loved that. Letterman's idol was actually Steve Allen, and he took
I could
a
see
lot.
that.
Yeah, me too, totally.
Leno, where he used to have Leno on all the freaking time.
Before Leno was annoying the living shit out of the world.
Leno was like the hardest working comedian in show business. He was always on the road.
Yeah.
He'd come on there and it was funny because he would just sit there and he would like talk about stuff that was just annoying the shit out of him.
Oh yeah.
That's like, I'll tell you another thing, Dave. You know what else is getting on my nerves here? and Letterman's like, oh, you got a few things nipping at your craw here this week, Jay? Well,
Craig does a good Leno, doesn't he? I've always thought that. Yeah. But again, that's before Leno was annoying. We liked him. My brother and I used to look forward to those appearances.
Yeah.
But he wasn't annoying then. He was just a comedian.
Remember when I saw a clip of him from back in '83 when they were talking about something with Russia. Some plane was like over Russia or something like that, and Reagan there was like a little bit of tension in the air, you know.
Shit,
and he was like, yeah, Reagan said he's going to take a little time out. He's going to talk to his senior advisor. He's like, and he goes like this. He's like, his senior advisor. Guy's 73 years old. Who the heck's he talking to?
Oh my God, I totally remember that.
Yeah, he's like, where's he finding these people? He's like, the whole country's only a couple of 100 years old. Where's he? Calling every retirement home in Florida? You know?
He had Leno on a lot. He had Gary Shandling on quite a bit.
Yeah.
Charles Grodin would go on there just to antagonize him. Remember
that?
Yeah. I mean, that's like the sole purpose of Grodin going on the show was to fuck with Dave.
Stephen Wright.
Yeah. Steve Wright. That's right.
Stephen Wright was on there a lot.
Yeah.
Andy Kaufman got the shit slapped out of him by Jerry the King Lawler.
The wrestler. Yep.
There was a lot of crazy shit going on David, Letterman's show, and not to the raunchy effect of crazy shit going on like the daytime talk shows.
Right.
But I mean, just I remember Crispin Glover going there
where he almost kicked Dave in the face.
Yeah, kicked him in the face wearing the bell bottoms.
I'm,
and it seemed like
strong. I'm strong.
Dave was so annoyed with him, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That was a good episode.
Do you also remember? You guys remember the Letterman had beefs with, or people had beefs with him. Madonna would not go on a show. Cher hated him.
Called him an asshole.
Yeah, because he was brutal as a smart ass for a long time. He softened up eventually, but my God, for a while, he was pretty brutal.
Making Madonna jokes and Cher jokes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he'd rip into guests on his show while they were there. I mean, he was crazy.
Yeah, that was different.
It was.
That was different.
Yeah.
The anti-talk show. I guess some people called it that.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah, that was. It was very disappointing that when Johnny left, that because that's what Dave thought he was going to do. He was very much in the camp of thinking that he was going to host the Tonight Show. And
I think a lot of people thought he was.
That with the sour grapes and him leaving and going to CBS. It's like after he left NBC, it wasn't the same, and I really couldn't follow him. I mean, the whole war thing really left a bad taste in my mouth, and I just stopped watching late night. It was about that time that Jon Stewart came out, so that kind of filled that void.
It helped fill the void, yeah.
Yeah, so.
What was that, 1994, I started watching Conan O'Brien.
Okay, yeah, and because he was the one who succeeded.
He took over late night,
And I liked Andi Richter when he was
I did too.
Part of Conan. And I watched it a little bit. I tried, but it was like I really couldn't. Andi Richter I thought was great, but then they took him away.
Yep.
Well, he left to pursue an acting career.
And then he came back.
He had his own show on Fox.
Yep,
sure
did.
The Andi Richter show.
I didn't think it lasted that long, though.
Or Andi Richter controls the universe.
Something like that.
Yeah, it got canceled pretty quick.
Yeah.
I think it only made it one season.
Yeah, I didn't even think
he had Paget Brewster was on there with him, I remember, and I can't remember who else.
So, yeah, and we already mentioned Joan Rivers, and then towards the end of the decade there, in 1989, we had Arsenio Hall jumping on the late night
Dog Pound. Yeah. I loved the Arsenio. Did
Really?
you like that?
I watched sometimes, and I would think that I was kind of thinking about how Arsenio Hall basically, and this is my opinion, and it's not even a full-fledged opinion. It is probably not what happened. There was other factors, but he had a lot to do with Bill Clinton being elected president.
Oh, sure he did.
Played
Played
the
the
sax.
sax.
Heartbreak Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree, and that's a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah, I liked Arsenio quite a bit. It was a high energy show. His monologues were absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
He was a good comic. I mean, he was a good stand-up comic.
I didn't like the show.
Really?
I can't give you any reason why either.
Just
I was
wasn't
just-
happening for you?
I was like junior high age, you know. He bugged me.
Really?
It was like when he had a couple of certain guests on, I would tune, like when he had Eddie Murphy on.
Yeah.
I tuned in to see Eddie
Just
Murphy.
to see Eddie, yeah. They
Then-
were really tight friends. Still are, yeah.
Tuned in like when he had Milli Vanilli on. After they got busted.
Millie.
Remember? Because they went on the Arsenio Hall show and really sang.
Right.
Yeah.
For
But
real.
it was too late. Nobody gave a
Yeah.
shit, man.
Yeah, they weren't that good.
No, they
singing.
were just mediocre.
And Arsenio's like sat down with them. Why did you guys? Man, you can sing, man. Why didn't?
And that was the thing with Arsenio Hall. He kind of broke the mold a little bit of the late night talk shows where he didn't sit behind a desk.
Right.
Oh, that's
He sat
true.
basically in a chair.
In a
next
chair.
to a couch with
Yeah.
the guests. So there was no
That's true.
barrier between.
It was different.
Yeah.
It was very different.
Yeah.
Did you ever remember the time he had Jason Voorhees on as a guest?
What?
No.
Yeah, it was like it was. I think it was when Jason Takes Manhattan was coming out. Friday the 13th, Part 8. He had Jason
Wow.
Voorhees on as a guest on his talk show.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Hockey mask?
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. You can find it.
Wow. That probably shouldn't have been done.
No,
It
it was.
just sounds really
Probably.
He
stupid.
doesn't talk.
Yeah.
Jason doesn't talk.
Right.
Fuck you gonna have him on a talk show
Yeah,
for?
right. No, that's silly.
Was it just basically Arsenio asking him questions with a deadpan look into the camera?
Yeah.
Is that all it was?
I mean, it'd be like having Stevie Wonder on a show where you're judging paintings or something. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, what the hell's the point?
Right.
You know, I know you didn't like the Arsenio show. Do you know who really bugs Craig?
Hmm.
Felicia Rashad.
Mrs.
Oh
Rachel.
yeah.
We can't stand her, man.
Well, not necessarily Felicia Rashad.
The character.
But the character.
The
I
character.
hated.
Oh, Claire.
I hated Claire Huxtable. She was such a condescending bitch. Oh, I do not think so. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
And then it's like Cliff wanted to eat some cake, and she's like, "Oh no, Cliff,
Yeah, right.
you will not eat
Yeah.
that cake.
She was like,
That is
doing
not good for
everything.
you." It's like,
She was a bit sassy.
oh,
Yeah.
Why did you make the fucking cake?
Yeah, I know.
You know, every time I go to any video store lately, I'll see, if I'm at Walmart and I'm in the DVD selection, they've got seasons of Cosby. And I'm like, who in the fuck is buying these shows now?
Yeah.
With everything we know about Bill.
Yeah. Well, there's probably still people, you know.
It was a great show. But there's no way I could watch it. Could you?
No. I don't
There's
think
no
so.
way. Because people love
It's not
Cliff.
the same, yeah.
No.
He's not so innocent. and
People
fun-loving
love
kinda,
Cliff Huxtable.
Yeah.
And now we know that he's so far
Yeah.
removed from Cliff Huxtable type person.
Let's all,
Yeah.
let's all
It's like-
gather around and watch Bill Cosby himself. You know?
Right.
Because
Right.
Just
Yeah,
him.
It's just not. Yeah.
I did see Bill Cosby, and this is totally far off the subject, but I did see him live.
Wow.
Did
yeah,
you really?
Yeah, in Ames,
Jesus.
Iowa, sometimes in the 80s, I think it was. And it was like, it was
That's
the weirdest
huge.
thing. It was like an arena. I mean, it was a huge place
Yeah,
I'm
where
sure.
he played, and it was kind of like going to a rock concert in the sense how you wait for the band to
Oh,
play
sure
your
it
favorite
was.
song. So everybody's waiting for the chicken heart thing and
Yeah.
all of the different little stand-ups that you hear on the records
How
and everything
cool
like
is
that.
Try, but like you said, going back and trying to there's like this cloud hanging
Yeah,
over
it's
everything
like-
that he did now. Go
Yeah.
back and watch try to watch Fat Albert and the Cosby
Oh,
Kids
I
now,
know.
where he comes out at the beginning, hey, you
Yeah.
know.
Brianna, my daughter, the other day, she was like, wait a minute. he's Fat Albert. I was like, yeah, you didn't know that? She goes, oh, God. There's another show I can't watch anymore. I'm like, yeah, that was Bill. Yeah.
Yeah. He's even in the opening theme song, too. This is Bill Cosby coming your way with music and fun.
He's got that little T-shirt on and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
You might learn something before it's done.
Boy,
you know?
he changed all. I cannot watch him now. There's no way.
Oh, damn.
Cliff was a good guy. I wanted to be. Anyone who watched that show aspired to be a dad like he was.
Yeah.
And now, dude, no, I can't watch that.
He had a
there's
kid's
no way.
show called Little Bill.
Yeah,
And now that
cartoon.
Little Bill, yeah,
right.
It's like totally different.
Yeah.
It's like totally no.
Little Bill was pretty popular too.
Yeah.
Little kids say the darndest things.
Oh, I remember that. Yep.
That
He was
show
huge in the 80s, man.
That
My
show
God.
was unbearable.
Oh, I know it was. It was stupid. It was stupid. There had been other hosts of that show too.
It's like now there's some incarnation of that show. I forget who it's. Is it Steve Harvey? I think it's Steve Harvey.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
the hell was
quite
that show
possibly.
called?
I don't know, but it's something along those lines of kids say the darndest things or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, you're
Steve
right.
Harvey will never live down. Giving the wrong chick the title.
Yeah.
That is so great. I mean, but you know, anything can happen in live TV like that.
Yeah.
I think everybody kind of gave him a break, but I mean, God, that's funny shit.
I think somebody posted after the presidential election here, they posted a picture of Steve Harvey like, let's all hear it for our first ever female president, Hillary Clinton.
And those jokes will never stop. He's going to be synonymous with those jokes forever. And he seems like a good guy. And he made just a goofy mistake. But God, that's a host's biggest nightmare, man, is something like that.
Yeah.
My wife tells
Screwing up that bad, yeah.
Oh, wait, you're not I'm sorry, come back here. Let me get that crown off your head. I thought it was you. I was wrong. I'm so sorry. And if I'm not mistaken, she didn't speak English.
Oh, man.
I know.
Miss
Yeah.
Universe or
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh, goodness.
Was there any other late night people that we forgot about?
There were.
Like thick of the night?
Thick of the Night and
Jesus. Tom Snyder was still going strong in the early 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his was what? The Late Show? Is that what he did?
Yes.
The Late Show?
Correct. That's right.
Because he was like, was he on at what, like 12:30 or something?
Yeah, it was pretty damn late.
When did Whoopi have her show?
She had a show?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Was it late night?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Disturbing to think of, isn't it?
Chevy Chase.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
As early 90s.
Oh,
yeah.
my.
I hate my job.
Well, he was so nervous. Why was he nervous?
Yeah,
But he was. Magic had a show for a while, too.
that was the
Oh,
magic.
so stupid.
I
love Magic.
Bill Simmons was years ago starting a petition to try to get every episode ever filmed of the Magic Show on DVD. Just because it was so awful, it was such a train wreck.
I would actually buy that
I
just to
remember-
laugh at it.
I remember tuning in to watch the first episode. I'm like, oh my god!
Remember the intro? They'd throw him the basketball and he'd do a no-look pass.
Yeah,
It was
he's like,
so
hey, I'm Magic. Hey. It was so stupid. And his first monologue when he came out, he's like, "Now, I know I am not a comedian. I'm not this. I'm not that. Like, but I am here to entertain you.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
that's why I'm here to entertain." As soon as I saw that, I'm like, "Oh my god, dude, you're
Sheila
screwed."
E. was like his Paul Schaefer, basically, back
Yeah.
then. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was a terrific musician and
Sure.
everything, but she had nothing interesting to say.
Nope. And he couldn't carry the show. He was really tight with Arsenio. I mean, still is, but I think Arsenio helped him get that show because Magic used to go on Arsenio all the time.
Because
He was great.
They were like the Rat Pack.
Sure.
Him and those two and Eddie Murphy.
But the thing about it is, just because you're a great guest on a show doesn't mean you can carry your own show.
Sharon Osbourne.
Oh,
Yeah. That was a
Lord.
Sharon.
That was
a
so
train
stupid.
wreck. That was a train
I
wreck.
remember that, which
Shows
led-
like
well, she went on to The View, right?
Yep.
That's a show I cannot watch.
I can't either.
It's,
oh my god!
it's
It's
a different-
like a fucking chicken.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that
Oh,
ripoff.
man.
The ripoff of The View. The Talk.
Oh, okay.
It's the one with
Oh my God, you're
the
right.
one with Julie Chen.
Yeah.
Terrible. Just terrible.
Oh
shows.
God,
Just
I
absolutely.
can't watch those. And they're liberal shows, and I'm liberal, but and so
and
are you.
Yeah,
But I
and
still
they
can't
didn't-
watch
I
it.
can't. They give women a bad name. I'm sorry. All this,
What's the Joy chick? What's her name?
Joy Behar.
Is that
Jesus.
She's
was
a
comic. I mean, I can't picture.
She's
her, man.
she's just as bad left as Elizabeth Hasselbeck
Yes,
was
she's
on the
blonde.
right on that show.
Yes.
They're very,
Yes.
say it with Rosie O'Donnell too. She was annoying as hell too on that show.
Agree.
But yeah, they were the same thing. They were just on opposite
Different
sides.
sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I could probably tolerate about that show is Whoopi Goldberg, and that has more to do with she'll always be Guinan to me from Star Trek Next Generation.
Really?
I'm like, who? What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
hardly.
never watched that show?
No.
Oh yeah, Guinan.
Wow.
Like,
Okay.
like she was like a bartender.
I do remember her being on that show.
10
Yeah.
Forward, she was like this very wise, and whenever Captain Picard was like in this moral crisis, Guinan would be there to give him some kick.
Hey, what you need? Yeah, I think
Not
Yeah.
quite like that, but like this mystic, foot up your ass. Think about it, Picard.
Patrick. Patrick Stewart.
Stewart, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember. My wife Amy, she said that she loved Patrick Stewart. Thought he was hot. Thought he was sexy, and I was like, he's a bald white guy. I said, do you like Fred Rutherford?
He's
too?
like,
I'm like,
yeah.
like
she,
old and bald.
yeah, kind of thought that William Frawley was hot on I Love Lucy too.
Yeah. Give me some Fred Rutherford, man.
Archie
Merce. Yeah.
Archie Bunker. Did she have a little thing for Archie too?
Who's Fred Rutherford? Oh, that's from Leave It to Beaver.
Okay. As we're kind of running
We're
off
spiraling
course here.
out.
Yeah, we're
You're
getting out
just
of control.
spiraling out
I
of
think
control.
we've kind of exhausted our topic for
Yeah.
today. So
We got through all the shows.
Yeah. Once we get to Lumpy's dad from Leave It to Beaver, we've gone out of control. That's when you got to call it a day.
Reel it back in.
Lumpy.
So thanks for watching today. Tune in. Be sure to tune in 2 weeks. Hopefully, knock on wood. Mike will maybe be back if he can remember.
Yeah.
Just send him a reminder earlier, I guess.
First weekend in December?
Right. It would be the 3rd.
Yeah.
I have a Christmas party to go to that night. So
I do the night before.
Do you?
what was that?
Oh, boy.
So
It's going to be an interesting show.
who knows? Because my Christmas party is in Appleton, and then nobody needs to know this. But okay, so
What address? What street is it on?
I just know how to get there. I don't know it by name. So possibly the 3rd of December. I don't know, maybe a little bit earlier by an hour, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Of course, stay tuned, or I'll keep you posted on Facebook. Like us. Like this video here.
Love us. We need love.
On YouTube. Give us a comment. Subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you will be notified every time I set up a live event or we have a live event. You will be in the know. So, boy, that really sounded northern-like. I'm Andi.
I'm Bryan.
I'm Craig, reminding you every time you like us, it is a virtual hug.
And we love virtual hugs.
Oh, brother.
Bring on the damn hugs.
Thanks for watching.
Yep.
Bye!
As I take a long walk over here to stop the recording. We are done.
I know, it's like we say goodbye.